Crystal of Atlan. Is it pay to win? Yes, it is. Insanely pay to win on PvE. You cannot go into any streamer's chat for more than 5 minutes without hearing this. How pay to win is it? Pay to win? Is it pay to win? Or is this pay to win? Is mobile trash? Mobile trash? Pay to win? Pay to win? Huh? In chat? Is this pay to win? Yes, it's insanely pay to win on PvE. Insanely. So much that they institute a very heavy not micro, heavy monetization, aggressive monetization actually towards that. And you're like, well, Strain, in your last video, you said that you don't believe that you can pay to win in PvE, and I was proven wrong by playing this game because the amount of leaderboards that they have and rankings in this game based off of PvE metrics that can only be attained by paying to win is insanely FOMO. So like I'm part of on my server, my fleet was actually the second fleet to clear the game's hardest content on expert mode, which is the hex chest. And the only way that they were able to get that done was because our guild leader dropped $1,000 on the game. Now, he'll tell you that he only, and this is true, um, he only ended up spending 400 to 500 to get where he's at. But there were other people who spent at least 100 or less and can get close to his ranking. So it's pay to win, but it's cheap pay to win. I guess you could say it doesn't take much money to get to the top of the board. Now, my biggest this is kind of what turned me off from playing the game long term was that it as I was watching my guild my fleet clear this for like 8 hours, and it looked really fun, and I couldn't participate because yes, I have so many 60s, but in order to get the title, because apparently if you were like the first three teams to clear it on the server, get a title, an exclusive title, and you cannot argue the fact that pay to win people are free to play people could participate in this. Now, there are a few who will say that, oh, well, I'm free to play and I was able to get it, blah, blah, blah. The only actual way a free to play person was able to participate in a server first was if they were insanely fucking lucky with their drops. Like this person wasn't free to play, but I hate him because of how fucking lucky he is. He knows who he is. His drop rates are insane, but you would have to have insanely luck because not only does this raid require a DPS check, it's heavy on mechanics, but it's also this game also institutes a third gate, stat gate, that you need in order to survive in this or even get into this raid, which is called nullification. And the way you get nullification is by fucking grinding RNG mobs, or events, I should say, game modes, and we'll get to that later. And you have to get a certain gear. You have to get yellow gear. You have to get good nullification. You gotta get void gear, good void gear. Enchant that void gear, and then get some good yellow pieces and enchant that shit. It's a whole RNG fest. That's something you cannot pay to win, but you can pay to win the currencies needed to grind certain stuff. So, all right, and the thing that pissed me off the most was that the fact that even though I was on this game 12 hours a day, min maxing everything, I could not participate in it because I was strictly free to play. I'm broke. I lost my income, so I'm completely free to play. So it left a really bad taste in my mouth and made me feel like shit that I couldn't participate in this epic event because I'm broke, because I'm free to play. Because there was no way, unless I had got RNG, there was no way I was going to be able to participate and help them out. Because not only is it a DPS check, you have to survive. You know, it's heavy mechanics, and the nullification needed was like 5,000, and like it's hard just getting 3,000. 5,000 is ridiculously hard, especially as a free to play person. So that's honestly what turned me off from the game entirely long term. At this point, I'm probably only going to log in for guild events and guild duties, as I am an officer and the second highest top rated guild on the server. 1 HP! And that's pretty much it because I've, you know, the amount of FOMO that and you're always going to be behind as a free to play player. You're always going to be behind, period. On point. There is no defending that. There are going to be delusional copian people who will defend the free to play version of this game, and I don't care. I don't hear you. I'm not hearing you out because as a person who experienced this as free to play and has multiple 60s, as you can see, you're not catching up to pay to win people. You're not catching up to whales. Period. Unless you have God RNG, which is also incredibly hard. That's not even a defendable argument. So now, moving into the actual full review, I wanted to get that out because that was the biggest pain point for me in this game. Moving on to the actual review of this game, and this is for my beginners. If you are watching this video and you have not played the game yet, please listen to what I'm about to tell you. Do your research and actually pick a main class right. And don't make the same mistake me and many other people have made. This game has an annoying pain in the ass 7-day delete period system. And not only that, you can only delete one character at a time. So I've been waiting to delete this character. It doesn't level 19, still gotta wait 7 days. I want to delete this one too. Gotta wait till this one finishes. 2 days. And it's like it really kills your progression because even as a whale, you still are forced to make ults in this game. It's a Lost Ark 2.0. And for those who have played Lost Ark and know what I'm talking about, this game is a very alt-heavy game. You are not going to pick a character and just play that character and make shit happen. It's not going to happen. You're delusional if you think if you will. You're not. You can, but you're not. You're going to be like behind in everybody, and you will get gated like I got gated. And I don't hold it against my guild leader at all. It's not his fault. I would have done the same thing because we had to do it. If we wanted to get server first or server second, it had to be gated. Like it had to be because you can't. It's a whole point. Like you can't morally gray about it. You had to pick the juicers. You can't pick. You can't be like, oh, we can all do this together. Kumbaya. No, ain't no fucking kumbaya in this bitch. Nah, ain't no kumbaya. You had to do that. So like, I don't have any animosity or whatever towards my guild leader in any way, shape, or form. I'm irritated at the company who designed the game like that because it's severe predatory FOMO, and it's a shame because this game is so good. It's probably the best mobile cross-platform. Not, yeah, I don't know if it's cross-platform, but it's the best mobile port game that I've ever played. The gameplay is great. The combat is awesome. The classes are hella fucking innovative, which is rare in an MMO these days. Everybody does the same cookie cutter bullshit. Oh, I'm gonna be Sir Joe the Knight. Oh, I'm gonna be Molly the Mage, or Jessica the Priest, or Alexander the Berserker, or the Rogue. Everybody sticks to the same fucking classes, and it's annoying and boring. It's 2025. Let's be creative, people. Okay? Y'all can do something other than the typical cookie cutter shit. Basically, you want to pick your character and your main really careful because you're going to be stuck waiting because you're always going to be stuck behind people if you fuck up like me. This was not my, this is my most carried, my most, it's not my main. This was my main. And by the time I got to level 60 or 50, I was like, I don't want to play this anymore. Mainly it's because my guild leader is the breaker, and I didn't want to like compete with him. Again, of course, he did roll a magic blade, and then. But anyways, I didn't want to be the same main class as the guild leader, so I ended up rolling a magic blade, which I really like. And then I ended up hating this as the magician. I ended up hating this, and I was like, fuck, I can't, So that is my biggest point of reference and my tip for you guys. Be very careful about what class you pick. Okay. All right. Now, if you're just starting this game, the biggest pain point for everybody is the stamina system. This is another thing where that touches into pick your alts correctly, because your alt's main story progression is gated by when the character was created. It doesn't matter if this game is a year old. If you're just now starting it, you're still going to be gated per day off your main story. Make your main character, and then make your alts right after. Because that way you can just go, because it's going to be a lot easier for you to level your alts, and I'll tell you why. Once you have one level 60, basically what happens is you have something called account energy, which can be used across all characters, which is right here. It's right here. Now, there are limitations for that. Like, you can't get certain rewards or stuff from any of the game modes when you use that energy. But if you're trying to level alts, that's the best situation to do. So make your main, make your alts, and then when you decide to start working on your alts, you're not going to be gated by main story progression. All right, my second biggest pain point for this game is that they hindered you with like I said earlier in my rant at the beginning, it's very aggressively monetized. There's a million and one currencies to go through. Typical mobile game, I know, but still, it's really annoying. They gate pretty much everything behind a different currency. Like, let's see this, you need these, another currency, it's another currency. You know, this is stamina, so you need stamina to do these, and then to do the other content. This is the raid, you need nullification, plus tickets to get to do this. And then there's the, okay, that's not it. I think you can do this regardless. I think you don't need any currency for this. But you can only claim this once a day, and you can only go so hard. I think this is currency free. I think that's currency free. This isn't though. This isn't. You need need energy, and you can only get the rewards once or so per day per week, as you can see. So yeah. This can all be done. And but yeah, doing everything is very gated by the energy, so it's really annoying. If you saw earlier when I opened up the shop, there's a million and one different kind of currencies to choose from. There's mileage, there's basic currency, there's mileage shit, there's fleet currency, there's PvP currency, there's there's so much. It's cumulative points. It's really annoying. It really is annoying. So, but I digress. It is a mobile game. It's a typical gacha game. Just with MMO elements. So I digress. I'm used to this. It's just annoying. So, the good thing is, even though that this is pay to win, in the most insanely way possible, as I said earlier during my rant about the raid, you cannot pay to win in PvP. There are multiple ways to PvP, and a lot of them are fun. I've participated in all but one because it's not out yet, which would be Joint Siege. We have not seen it on this server yet, but there's also something called Mine Wars, which is large-scale PvP. The good thing about this is that it's a kind of like something that you can go into this all day. But there is a point where the game mode changes during the day and it turns into actual PvP. Other than that, it's just you go in, you collect crystals, and you deposit them into in your camp. When it's actually time for PvP, what happens is you go against another server, and it's basically a race against capping points. It's kind of like for my World of Warcraft players. It's basically a Rappi Basin essentially. And for those who have never played WoW, because like ew WoW, I'm gonna never touch that. Basically, you go around collecting camps, and then there's this big ass machine in the middle that you're supposed. It takes a while for you to tear down, and then at the last phase of the game mode, you have to go to the top and destroy the top. The downside is it's entirely based off of last hit, which is really dumb. So you could be doing all this work, be carrying it in, but the enemy could come in and swipe it, and they win. That's the most annoying thing. So there's also arenas, like Lost Ark arena type shit. Now that is normalized. The arena is normalized, so it's purely skill based. Um, the Mine Wars is gear rating locked, so it'll put you in people. It'll put you in a queue with people around your gear rating. So then there's also another cool mode that I actually got to experience last night, which is hella fun because I love this type of stuff. And it was called Ancient Battlefield, and it's essentially a MOBA. It's literally a MOBA. Like, there's two lanes, and there's towers through the lanes, and I think it's like 10 person, 10, 15, 20 person, 20v20, v20, or I don't know. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people versus a lot of people, and whoever takes down something down first wins. And then there's like buffs in between. It's really fun. It's really fun. Like this is my most fun I've had in PvP in this game. I could play this shit all day if it was open all day. The annoying thing with the arena PvP though, apparently, is that once you hit diamond players, there's a currency needed to there's a gear set because you are gearing for PvP still. Like you can gear for PvP. See, like you can actually gear for PvP. It's different gear sets. So there is gear involved. It's just normalized up until diamond apparently. Then diamond gets a whole set of gear. There's actually a lot to do in this game actually. Um, Even though like I'm at a point where I don't care anymore. I'm just playing. I'm just farming a certain thing and I'm done. But there is a lot to do. All right. So let's go over this. Let's go over everything that you can do in this game in the PVE side. Now there's basic story. If you're familiar with Nike, if you're familiar with Nikkei and Punishing Gray Ravens, you understand what this system is, or Dragon Nest or Critica, because let's be honest, this is literally Critica Online reskinned with better MMO elements, and better combat and stuff. This is literally Critica. Soul Worker, Closers, it's the same game system. You have the story version, and then you have the elite version, and then there's like an epic boss fight at the end. Now these are repeatable. You get you can farm stuff for. You can farm insignias. You can farm gear. You can farm currency, which is needed for raids and stuff like that. And tells you what you're getting. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters right now where you can do this from. And now Abyss of Purgatory is pretty much what I'm farming on at this point. This is where you go to get an RNG chance at your gear that you need to go into X-Stress. Now, I don't like this crap because it takes forever. It takes so much, and it's so little. And it's very expensive. Like these little shards are like 80k a pop. So yeah, but you can pick a piece of gear if you want to like increase the chance of getting it. But yeah, this is pretty much what you're doing. What I'm doing on a daily basis for a chance at better gear. So there's that, and then we have this is the raid. This is the hex check stuff. 40k. You need 45 nullification, not 5k nullification. I was wrong. So you need 45 nullification. Well, actually, unless it might change in elite actually. Yep, never mind. I was right. It's 5,000. You need 5,000 in elite mode. So this is the hardest combat in the game. Oh, this is the hardest game content in the game at the moment as of this recording. It's very fun. It's very fun to watch too. Event, we showed you the thing in there, and this is the arena fights. You can do it in solo or teams, which is pretty good. That's the PvP. And then this is where everything else is. Temple Trial. This is basically like it's like a wave. You can do waves from like 1 to 300. You get rewards, and this is like definitely a juicer's DPS check. So you can either solo this or team up with it. Duel of Bonds is pretty fun. It's just basically 1v1s versus NPCs through different difficulties. You can get multiple rewards. It's pretty much what it is. Arenas. This is a 2-man thing where you can go against a 3-wave boss round for rewards, which is pretty fun. Void Realm. Now this is pretty much where people go to collect more stuff to get their nullification up. You know, you get these things because you need these to make other stuff and stuff like that. It's pretty much your daily, weekly type of shit, daily type stuff. Say it's basically endgame farming stuff. Now Golden Fleece Challenge changes. This changes almost every day. You get random loot from it. Critical Conquest is just another. It's just a harder version of the story elite conquest thing. And that's just training grounds. Now, that's not it. We're not done. There's more? Yes, there's more. You sure this is a mobile game? Yeah, I'm sure it's a mobile game. But it's on PC, too. Who would have thought? Wow. Wow. Now, if you're in a fleet, these change weekly. Is another thing to be ranked on. But these change weekly. You can do a boss run 5 times. You get stars, and you get ranked on it all the time. So the bigger your guild is, the more you get it. Or like we're number 10 because we were number 3 when this first came out, but we stopped really doing it. So we stopped doing it. Yeah, we kind of stopped doing that stuff. And that outside of joint seas, I don't know what this does because we haven't seen this yet. Like no one's done it. No one on this server has done it. So, and that is all of the PvE content that this game has to offer. Do I suggest this game for long-term play? Not really. No, not unless you're like trying to kill time. Like the majority of us are just waiting for Chrono Odyssey or Blue Protocol. Because honestly, the stamina system is a real hankering to my enjoyment. I don't like being limited unless it's a full-on gacha game. I don't mind it in regular gacha games, but if it's an MMO, if it's trying to be an MMO RPG, with it, I don't like. MMO players don't like being told how much they can play, and I understand that this is partially due to Chinese gaming laws to reduce addiction. But I got news flash for you: we're not in China, we're in global. So, and it is a gacha mechanic as well, so that's the problem. It's heavily pay to win in PvE, predatory almost. It's fun, and which is a shame because I feel like this game could have staying power for the West if it wasn't for the predatory ass pay to win. Because that's just it would have been so good. But unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna last that long, personally. So I would just enjoy the game while it's out. And that's pretty much my review. So thank you for watching. And let me know what you thought about the game in your comment below. Goodbye.